Here I am, in my usual corner. I was just preparing, just saying a couple of prayers, etc. So whilst I wait, I feel like it's unnecessary really to mention the coronation. So that happened yesterday in Britain, in England. I've got quite a bit to say about it, I reckon, but I may let the dust settle. I think I can see my screen for any live chat, but we'll soon find out if I see something that I can't, that's illegible. Yeah, so I've been into the main drag, as it were. I said hello to JC, saw a couple of people. I was having a conversation by text on the way here that's pretty radically altered my mood, but it's nothing new, sadly. So, as a little update, I had a funeral last week, another funeral last week. I had the anniversary of a good friend of mine who's been dead a year, 2 days ago or so. Not much cause for like joyousness really, although the memories are of joy, so it's there waiting, it's just getting through. I see some squiggles which are purporting to be English. Simon Roper and Brown, you're right, I can't quite. Oh, was that the... No, I must have neglected to check my mail for the invitation. Brown, no, I had a prior arrangement with somebody who's all of 2 years old, and he is supremely indifferent to coronation. But because I was at my mother's, I got a quick 7 hours worth of coverage because it was tipping down with rain, so there was literally no escape. The volume of the TV there is impressive if you're impressed by decibels. So yeah, I saw it all. I was just briefly, I think one of my thoughts about it is the way in which Camilla has been made queen, which I wasn't expecting. I expected her, I think, to be queen consort. And I was pondering the fact that if Edward VII had been able to have a divorced queen, Charles wouldn't have even been in line to be king. Elizabeth wouldn't have been queen. You know, like, so I feel like for all the justifications, which are a few actually, I've heard one, he wants her to be accepted. I think to myself, maybe he's missed the pulse of British people, because what we dislike is unfairness. You know, it's not cricket, etc. So that seems to me like to break the rules to have someone accepted seems counterproductive to me. But so many things seem counterproductive to me. Right, just a question, please, and I'll be your bestie, because I'm running short of friends because they keep dying or just inexplicably going insane and not knowing. I can give you a quick whiz round. Oh, thanks, M. Brown. You're right, Dragon, lovey. It's just M. Brown. It is. It's such a regularity the last couple of years. I know, like, if you're anything like a regular on the channel, you'll know. And these last 5 months, I haven't done any real streams from home. Like, I've been justifying it to myself, but I know that I should be doing them. I know what I promised Jesus. I know what I ought to be doing. But a friend of mine, I was crying on a live stream, and he caught it and he said, oh no, that won't do, like, don't do that. And really I latched onto that in as much as I've never really taken much massive advice from him before, in terms of, although he is the YouTuber. Like, I thought, yeah, you're right. And I can't be sure that I won't cry, even, like, often. I do it a hell of a lot now. Not like in a maudlin way. It is supposed to be beneficial, but whereas I used to laugh all the time, that's now a rarity. And it's not even like I can say, so when I do laugh a lot, it's like even better, because it's not. It's just just reminds me, like it just makes me feel a bit, what's the word, reminiscent, I guess, or nostalgic for the time when I was happier and more joyous than I am at the moment. Although happiness isn't everything, joy is pretty rare coin, as it were. So I should really put my specs on. That would be like wild, wouldn't it? Helping myself. Let me see if I brought them with me, because that would also be wild to be prepared. That time in the Girl Scouts was sadly potentially wasted. I hate the thought of wasting time. Jeff, I love you. Where have you been? Where have you been? Where have I been, actually? I'm just saying I haven't been around. But I'm happy to see you, Jeff. Please tell me I'm still on the prayer list, because otherwise it's even more horrific. But I think I am. I think I know the answer. Right, no, I found a Scotch egg, which is always a boon. But not so much when it comes to reading. So give me 2 seconds while I go through my Mary Poppins-esque bag. I took the lampshade out this morning, obviously. Ah, Jeff, what a touch, bro. What a touch. It's so easy to forget your blessings, or to like start counting them as curses. Such a cheek as well. Like, I don't think it's blasphemy of the spirit, but it's a bit fudging much. I'm having a go at myself, by the way, if anyone's listening and thinks I'm talking to them. Oh no, I'm not. I mean, I might be somehow, but secondarily. Give me a second, I'm just cleaning them because they are actually rank. It's Simon, mate, Scotch eggs are an underrated delicacy of these isles. Right, let's have a butcher's. Aha! I see you all. Let's come back down the line. Alright, yeah, I think I'm up to date now. On the Scotch egg front, I think I can probably take these off. The weather is changeable, which is weird, because when it's not weird at all, it's England, but when it's like very pleasant, it's easy to forget momentarily, like any inner bullshit, as it were. When I say bullshit, I mean turmoil, obviously, but it does feel like bullshit. It is false, I guess. All fear is false, but it just feels very real. Before anyone starts screeching about, you can't trust your feelings, yes you can. Yes you can. It's your thoughts that are to be held captive. If you've got a heart of flesh and you're not hardening it by them, like moment to moment, then feelings are all through the Bible. God gives people, He gives them desires to do certain things which they ordinarily wouldn't have. Not so much, I mean, the Old Testament, obviously, he just nips down and says, all right, build a boat. But other than that, it's the feeling that counts. I mean, God is love, and love is not only a feeling, obviously, because without the action associated, is it really love anyway? That was half of the point of the poll that I put up. I was wondering to myself, if you think you love someone, let's say, not something, and yet you act either contrary to that, for whatever justifications, or, you're indifferent. Indifference is the other end of the love spectrum. It's not hate. Hate isn't the opposite of love. The opposite of love is apathy. It's not caring, it's not. So if love was only to benefit us, we could run around saying we're loving people because we felt a bit squishy sometimes. If you don't do anything, what's the point? The poor are always with us, but an act of love toward the poor is feeding them. Yes, prayer on its own is like a valid form, I guess, of love, but I don't know, even if I believe my own twaddle. It is, of course, because if you can, you know, love the people in Nigeria, there may be little you can do for them, but you can if you push yourself, which I haven't been pushing myself at all, because I feel like every time I get up, someone knocks me down on my backside again. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do up a handbag that is just willfully stubborn at this point. A little bit like its owner. Yeah, this is one where you come and debate. If only they knew. So the prayer. Oh, David. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly, David. You're on the ball, kid. It is, because if you can't really hate something unless you have some passion for it or some prior passion for it.
Oh my God, yeah.
Jeff, I knew I missed you for a reason. Jeff's doing my backing vocals. I love it. Oh, I wish everything was how it used to be. It ought to be how it used to be, because I haven't had any memo from Jesus that says it is. Alright, let's have a wander over to the loons. Can you see the enthusiasm bubbling up? David, as I was saying, I feel like maybe you weren't here. I was at my mother's. I had a date with a 2-year-old. Love that kid. Literally love the bones of that kid. But my mum, I just caught like maybe a hot 7 hours worth of footage. It started like the day before. I was like, no way. Yeah, that was my feelings on it. You're right, Patriot. I know your little thingy, and Bruce, and Free Lilies. I can't see none of your names on the ball, bros and Chiquitas. But I can't see where I'm going with these specs on. So this is a bit of a... Yeah, so that... Oh, they all look quite determined to talk nonsense. Look. Oh, I'm just going to give you an FYI. My nose has been intermittently pouring with blood, which is a little... There's John there, by the way. Oh,
Disgusting.
and I'll be bothered with this shizzle. One guy with a sign saying repent. Usman's in front of him, and the trolls, or dickheads as I'm going to call them because I'm in the mood for it. There's a ray of sunshine. Hello!
I'm glad to see you.
You're working for
Get some sweeties.
You're working for Amazon. It's Billy, everybody. He's got some sweeties for me. Oh, it's nice to be young.
This is all Martin Lloyd Jones's tapes. I gave them
What are you carrying him about for?
for
You're alone. Getting done by his walking stick.
That's for you.
Oh, Billy.
Because you're spending money when you're with me.
Hang on, let me just... No, tiddle off. Tiddle off. This is for...
You're not as good looking as some.
There you go. And you know it's true. Don't even try and lie.
Good looking as her, you might go.
See?
You're bribing my sister with chocolate.
No, because no, he's not. He's lovely.
We'll eat them all ourselves.
Make myself sick and then regret it.
Bury everybody, just not me bury my grandmother.
I just did a grandmother on Tuesday. Cremation
My
though.
2 nephews, and bury my cousin Thursday. 5 for them.
Look, in what time?
In 6 weeks.
2 years, I'm up to like 30, 40. It's a bad thing because I started making a list. I
Tell
couldn't
everybody
remember
was
them
take a
all.
corona injection and die, right?
I don't know. Some of them, they was just gone. I couldn't ask them. Yeah, I'm not dismissing it. Billy, I'm going to find something to put that luggage. See if Jason...
Billy, there's too much weight on your back, man.
It is.
And you're walking with a stick too, man.
So, why don't we need to get you a bench or something. Trying to find somewhere where you want to take your coat off, you walk. You too warm? You alright? You're hot? Right, do you want some water?
I was a vicious cyst moved from my back
Nice.
during the week, and there's an hour and a half on the table, but I'm glad it's done.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Well, at least it's just a local anaesthetic.
Well, yes, and I have to go and make an appointment to see the doctor, so we'll do it on Tuesday.
Yeah, you won't get one
But
Monday.
they said everything's excellent, my blood. It's everything.
Well, there you go. That's your wages for being such a nice person.
Are you all right?
Average, fair to middling is how I'm diddling.
Yeah.
Things could be better, but they could be worse as well, so
Yeah.
keep your mouth shut.
How about your daughter?
Yeah, everything's
She's
fine.
okay?
Yeah, I saw her the weekend. Yeah, did you watch the coronation?
Yes, I did, and I was pleased what he said, you know, about the Protestant faith. Very
I saw
pleased.
that, yeah.
If he had missed that out, he'd lost a lot of support from good Christian people.
Yeah. Well, they had the head of the Catholic something or other. They had some Orthodox people there. They had
Yes, they
some
had
Muslims.
the
And
leader and
it's the first time I think a Catholic's been,
Yes.
like a higher Catholic has
yeah,
been.
so they have to listen to that. And he never said he'd defend them.
No, he's going to defend everyone, including atheists.
Yes, well, it's up to them. If that's what they are, you just leave them.
No, I know,
The
but he's
way's
supposed to
open
be
up for
defender of the
salvation.
faith. The faith.
Yes, that's right.
Not any old shizzle.
That's right. He pronounces that's what he has to do, preach God's word, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't.
All right, I'll just hold my breath. That's it while I'm waiting. All right, co-blood, amen.
So how long are you going to be here for?
I've been here for, looks like 16 minutes without my specs on. About 20 minutes.
Right, well, I'll hang about.
Yeah, we'll have a tea in a minute. These lovely people don't mind having a break, and then we can come back. Or we can sit somewhere where I can still talk to them. I can hear JC giving it welly. Yeah, I'm gonna hide these before someone swipes them. Thank you, Billy. You're very kind. The pollen. Oh, fudgesicles. Right, now I've got to go and plot up somewhere to hide these chocolates. Fudge. Oh, can you see it around me? Like it's snowing. I don't know if you can see it, but it's everywhere. What's happening? You got any water for Billy?
Yeah.
Shop, yeah?
No, one shop.
I'll go in a bit. When I yeah, no, it's right. I'll go over there.
Got hoodies, Mandem.
Which man then?
TGC.
Oh yeah.
TGC, and then
I could bring it, but I'm using my blower. All right, let me.
Keith, Nadia.
Yeah. Where's he? There's no way I'm missing him because he's in an outfit that's as loud as me.
Go hurry up. No, sorry.
Wrap up, I'm in.
No.
Yeah, I'm joking. Right. That's it, Jeff. That's it. Fudge is just a poor man. Nah. Who's that? The lodger? You right, babes? Pure exposure. Don't talk about yourself like that.
See your sister, how you doing?
Fair to middling. I'm alright.
For her washing?
No. It's an optical illusion. Billy just gave me them. I've got I was waiting.
Just to let you know, Usman, obviously, fully the official lady.
I know, I came past. No, I've just told these lot about the riffraff. Yeah, but I don't know how. I'm going to go over. Oh, is he calling me out? Oh no, come on, man. Right, let me sort my bag out, everyone. Sorry. It's rather warm. Just need to plot up somewhere, really. It's a tea towel boy giving it. Well, he ain't giving it, he's, I don't know, chatting to that Muslim who smacked the phone out of Amy's hand. There's Asif. Amy's in the background, on the far side there, I can see her.
Hey!
It's facing this way, you loon.
I know where
You don't know. It's my full-time heckler there. Right, what am I doing? Hiding chocolates, yes, that's what I'm doing. And trying to see your... You're right, lovely.
What of the 99 names of Allah as a deceiver? Do you remember that name?
Yeah, the greatest of Mecca. El Mecca.
What?
El Mecca?
Alpaca.
No, Mecca. Mecca. He says they tried to deceive, but Allah deceives. He's the greatest deceiver.
Let me see if it's a name of the in the
Oh, I don't know if it's the 99, but he is. He calls himself. No, hold on. There we don't go, because if Allah says it, it must be true. Well, I don't believe that, but you should.
Well, it's not there. Market is not there.
Ah, but he does say it though, doesn't
Sorry,
he?
it's not there.
You can be sorry all you like. You're the one following someone who's. No. Don't be sorry for me. He says he's the greatest deceiver. Whether it's his name or not.
No, but you can't just twist it
Planner
like-
now. But the people who were planning against other people, were they doing it just in a nondescript way, or did they mean harm?
Again, that's how you
No, again,
understand
you're
it.
not answering me. I've asked you a question. The people who he is better than at planning, were they planning a tea party?
Are you accepting me answering the question?
When you do, I might.
Okay, yeah. That's how you understand it. You're twisting it like how you want. Yeah, exactly.
The story is that there are people plotting, deceiving, planning.
Okay.
And Allah surely is better at plotting, planning, deceiving than them.
If I tell you like,
Yeah,
when we
tell
say,
me.
Yeah, if I tell you when I say like somebody is a planner, and when we say Allah is a planner, if I tell you those two things are different, the quality, like the whole concept of like a human planner.
When Allah says, if you did not sin, I would wipe. I can accept that you think that, or not even that you think it, that it's an argument.
That's the truth of living. When you say like,
No, I can believe what I like to
he's
believe.
a planner, we know like
Sure.
what we're talking about.
When Allah says, if you did not sin, I would wipe you out utterly. What could be the justification for that? Why does Allah want people to
Because
sin?
one of his name Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, and basically we don't
The
question.
merciful?
Yeah,
Well, you should. You should.
No, that's not.
Well, then it's just blind faith that you keep accusing Christians of, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is the literal definition. We don't question. That means you just accept it.
That's to you to know.
No. Your commission is. No, you listen a minute. Allah guides who He guides, and He misguides who He misguides, and He says, "Who are you to guide who He has misguided?" Whereas my God says, "Come, my God says, come, let us reason together." My God says, "Go and make disciples." My God says that He already knows who's going to be
You
saved.
said very beautiful stuff, you know.
Thanks.
Very strong yourself. But like the way you're trying, like the way you can subscribe what you're saying, I know you go by them. It's just sort of like it's all.
Yeah, but I'm quoting what Allah says.
But like just try to understand correctly. Try like if the intention is there, you like to know what the actual.
Well, I already know, but my intention is to see how you
What
justify.
the actual things are saying, the thing you're quoting, the intention is real, then
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll get
Yeah.
But it's good.
Oh, thank you very much. You didn't answer me. But cheers, lovey. Big tea, but he's got his carpet with him. Right, let me look. They're all after me, Ferrero Rocher. I know it in my bones. Where's Sai? Where's Sai gone? He's there. Sai, can I just sit on your chair for 2 minutes? You're a blessing. I hope they don't ask me questions about your literature, because I might just make it up. Right, let me just... Oh, if it collapses under my weight, I'm going to be very sad. Yeah, you hide yourself. What's happening, babes? Long time?
Right.
Yeah, not bad.
Good, huh?
Where you been?
What is this beer?
Yeah, it looks like beer, doesn't it? It's fruit juice.
I'm working, and then I didn't come here to.
Such a shame you don't have my phone number or anything crazy like that.
Yes.
I know you have.
Send me message.
Oh, you sent me a message.
I'm few.
Yeah. Right, where are we? Let's have a look. Jimmy Johnson's here. And I only know that because I can see dragons. Doodah. Right, let me put my chockies away. I might eat one. I might go wild in the house now. I'm supposed to be trying to lose weight. It's fun. Hold up. Oh, yeah. Oh, people. Life. What an absolute ride. Why have I got my glasses on my head, you ask yourself, when I'm trying to read your comments? It's a fair point. I must admit, it's a fair point. Hold on, let me do this blooming bag up again. I should bring Billy over here and plot him up on a chair. Oh! Alright, let's have a butcher's. Oh, shoot, I was just going to... I don't know whether it's bum or breakfast, people. I really don't. Let's look through. Sunny, Sparkles, Tommy Noble, you alright, kids? Pure exposure. Do you talk professional nonsense? I feel like you probably don't. Just part-timer. Yeah, and another one. Such lovely people. Such lovely people. Anyway, I mean, you can enjoy hell if you want to. Yes, yes, Simon, I do. Sprinkles everywhere on the floor. That's what I remember as a kid. What's the matter with you? Oh, I thought you just kissed your teeth at me. No, I thought you just looked at me and kissed your teeth. I must be imagining it. But all of a sudden, he don't want to back it up. No one's ever up for a row when you want one. Right, I was just about to do something El Quico, and then I might take Billy for a cup of tea. Oh shit. Sorry. Sorry. Let me just respond to a message I just said, which is just Right, where was we? Oh, KKS, you got more than one account, you lot. Nice. Can you give me an example, KKS, please? Like as in evidence, backup, anything other than just sort of slander? Go for it, I'll wait. I know it takes time with two fingers to type. Still waiting though. I mean, life goes on, obviously. I don't feel like I'll cry myself to sleep tonight. Nothing? Unusual for just baseless clothes. Sorry, sire. My legs are just... I should bring Billy over.
That's an extra chair.
Oh, what a legend.
That's all right.
I have heard it all before, but you're going to tell me anything that's true? I've heard loads of twaddle in my lifetime. You need fire with fire. No, if you've got fire, you don't need fire, do you? Seems a bit standard. Do you mean sharpening iron with iron? I don't know.
Hello, girlie.
Hello. God bless. Yeah, maybe it's just the chat participants, some of them, Jeff. It's too hot, I'll tell you that much. All of a sudden, it's hot. Alright, lovey, how are you? Good. This pollen is jarring me. The pollen. I've taken half of one of those thingies, but I've already got nasal problem.
It is the best one.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't got hay fever. That's the. I've got sinus. No, I've got rhinitis. Like my nose thinks I have hay fever. But I've got a non-allergenic reaction all year round, as if I have hay fever. But then when there is pollen, it's even more irritating. It is Romulus.
Give it about another hour
spring.
or so, and then you're going to start getting me, because I'm taking on anything. Give it about
I don't think I bought them out. I've got painkillers. I've got. No, I'm saying in my bag. I've got painkillers and that.
What are you propagating over here?
Nothing. I've just nicked his chair. But the guy whose stall this is, he translated the Bible. It's the King Jesus, I think, version.
Muslims aren't big fans then?
I wouldn't have thought so. Not unless they're having a day off.
This flag and a British hat on top of it.
Potentially, he's a little bit of a trigger artist.
A strong defence.
It is odd for a Christian to have a dinosaur there. I can't justify. The Israel flag he's talking about.
Who do the Zionists rely on?
Oh, Johnny. You didn't do a test, obviously. There's no point doing a test, is there? Nowadays, you don't get no time off work, you don't get any money out of it. Magnetism. Oh, someone just called me a liar, and JC as well. I just wondered whether they had any examples, like of, anything whatsoever, or if it was just baseless claims, just little hit and runs.
have a question. Do you internalise that expression?
Sorry, I'm just having a little look-see round. Street Mike's here. Bob is not here.
So you don't.
I'm wondering, somebody came over from the comments section. They're here for a few weeks. I didn't bother checking with them whether they were coming. I just assumed they were. I feel like they said they were last week, but I haven't seen them. Thank you, Simon. Just for your own benefit. But then again, I heard of people taking tests, like sending them off that hadn't been near. Somebody had, I think one nostril was positive, and they did it again, something silly, and the other negative, and another one they sent it off and it was positive, but they'd not used it. So there's that. I'm just happy my nose isn't bleeding at the moment. Tommy Noble, yeah, also the Star of David, I guess, but he is like a, yeah, he's in the line of David, and he outranks him, let's be frank. Oh, nuts up in the lamppost, I just cannot be asked. Now I've sat down, this may be me now, forever. I may never get up. I mean, I probably will, to be fair, because I'll see Billy, once he gets there, I'm going to wrestle him into the chair. And then, yeah, I don't know why I'm sitting behind this Israel flag. Well, then there's the Union flag behind me. Like I don't need a quieter life. Right, I'll give you a little pan around just for lols. See all the pollen on the floor. Nuisance. Alright, that, my friends, is what I can see. I've got a couple of vids uploaded actually for Ron, as it were, later on. But yeah, I just had some little sad news, another load of little sadness. Sorry. Just going to pretend to be a terrorist a minute. It's everywhere, I'm telling you. Literally, I don't know if you can see it floating along the floor. Do you see it? Tell me. Everywhere, this shizzle. And no one seems to care except me and that guy. That's it. It hurts. My nose is hurting. But anyway, any theology questions? Any, I don't know, anything like worth me being here and not sitting indoors talking? Meanwhile, everyone behind the camera, my phone still picks up filming that way. You can tell by the way they act. It's quite funny. Questions. Oh, I really hope I got my mask on. Probably not. I fielded one question and I think, I don't know, I told them you translated the King Jesus Bible and I told them about your translation and that was about it. Then I said something about the dinosaur and the flag and then he's there though, the guy with the bow, dicky bow. Right, what's magnetism saying?
Amazing. You just showed them the old references and they run away.
No way. You jest. I don't believe you. Of course I believe you. That's all they do.
Greg and I were talking to the kids, right? Because they asked the question. So we did. So we said, I'll show you the references from the Quran and the Hadith.
Yeah.
Which are very racist.
Oh, I've got a whole folder full of that.
And then the Muslim holding him and takes them away.
No way. It's almost like they've got handlers.
Yeah, handlers.
Right, sorry. Jimmy rather. James who, babes? Tell me James who. And then magnetism is saying that for a religion of sinners and common people, they made Christianity a lot more complicated and mystical. Potentially magnetism. It was already wholly mystical. That doesn't mean like less than real, and it became more human when Jesus manifested like as a human. I don't know. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with mystical, like if it's to do with, you know, ethereal matters. Simon, the thing that they failed to understand is that people could do that at home and not tell anyone. Doesn't matter. Mr. Rambo 7. No, it ain't. Right. You can't just say things with no evidence. Well, you can, but I don't have to believe it. Oh, I see Jimmy Johnson. Okay. What can we say? David, excavations in Israel of recent times is pretty much like it seems to me 1 or 2 a week. Well, that's a fib. At least a couple of months I read about. They have from a couple of years back now. They have it might be a stone box or something or other, and it has James, brother of Jesus, something like that. So that's talking about James in terms of Catholicism's view as opposed to Protestantism. Why isn't he spoken of more like Paul and Peter? Because I would answer, Jimmy, that he didn't write as much, he's not as prolific, and also, unfortunately, Paul is somewhat associated with Protestantism, weirdly, because obviously Luther used, it was Paul's words that were a breakthrough to Luther, and James is used by Catholics in the faith versus faith and works debate, which is easily answerable. I can't believe that's been going on for hundreds of years. It's a joke. It's so easy. It's so easy. Like, it's just not even a difficult one. I must admit that with James, there's a couple of sentences that I was working on a couple of years ago, and then I must admit I forgot. I was praying a lot about them and trying to... Yeah, there was something that, I don't know, it didn't make sense to me. It wasn't like a game changer. It was just, I realised that if it doesn't make sense, it's my error as opposed to the Holy Spirit. So I was just looking at it. Do you hear this? Straight away he walks over and tells him to shut his mouth. And what? Yeah. What's the chorus? You're right, Captain on 7. Idiot. Who's playing? You just walked up. Hey, mate. Hello? You. Excuse me. Hey. Hey. You. Go and take your... Hang on a minute. Oh. Hey, mate. Excuse me. Hello. No.
I'm not talking to you. Shut your mouth.
Did I even look at you? Look at these idiots.
Shut up.
Yeah, go and take your medication, you weirdos. Pardon? You as well. I don't even know you. He walked up to a man who's older than him. I don't know nothing about this. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about manners. The man, he walked up to a man, insulted him, and then was screaming in his face for what? He didn't even ask him a question. He didn't ask him a question. He just assumed. And then he wants to be rude to other people. I don't... Well, he should ask him, what do you believe? What's this flag about? What, so a picture trick? No, I'm just using a chair. I won't take orders from you. I don't know you.
I come here. Do you know?
You came here to tell me to sit down. No, I was talking to that rude person, and then you got involved. But you were rude because he was rude because the other one was rude. I want to sit down. Is that all right with you? Who are you? You're not on my birth certificate. Go away, freak. Anyway, and God bless him, obviously. In a minute, though. Not yet. This is all for sitting on a chair. Free it? Oh, everyone. Palestine is safe. These idiots are on the case, so it must be all sorted by now. I don't know. Maybe that's an unfair assessment of what mystical is. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Yeah. I see. I find a chair, and then this all starts. Thank you, Daffy. More Abdulish than usual, maybe. See, as the weather gets warmer, even though purportedly there's something to do with Arabs, they ain't, because they can't do with the hot weather. Brilliant theological argument, everyone. Shouting some old shit.
Yes, it was. But not from where you think it was prophesied.
That's it, magnetism. That is literally it. Satan covers like true, divinity and worship more than anything else. This pollen is challenging. Is what I'm going to say. Do you know they waited 3 days? They waited 3 days when Muhammad died, thinking he might get up again. Lol.
You silly boy. You think that's real money, so he takes the whole thing. When he walks away.
I've got a whole stack of them. You want them back? I've got about this many. Same one. You can have them.
Thank you.
Israel exists.
Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're asking a question, so you're not even asserting a claim. And no, I'm not. And I can spell you as well. But well done on the apostrophe in Aunt. Jolly well done. Must be difficult. Ask me a question. Let's see if I'm unintelligent. I think manners should be, especially with your elders. If you want to shout in somebody's face and then scream at them for asking you a question, I don't think that's thick. But by all means, convince me. I'm all ears and eyes. I know you're typing. It's difficult, isn't it, when you're special? Come on. Big T's on his own, everyone, by the way.
Teacher, we want to see a sign from you. But he answered and said to them,
Right, let's all wait for Ryan a minute.
this generation craves a sign.
Who thinks that rudeness is the gold standard of human interaction?
The prophet.
John,
Many people
when you're right, babes. Good to see you as well, by the way.
of the sign of Jonah. People say because Jonah
It's this weather,
didn't
they can't cope with it. I mean, I find it difficult.
that is no correlation.
Shall I go get Billy and go for a cup of tea somewhere where I can take you with me?
Jesus died anyway. You believe that a man went in Jesus' place. So you just contradict yourself anyway. So I will read.
Sonny, you tickle me, mate.
Jonah prayed to the Lord. Then Jonah prayed to the Lord, his God.
Yeah, I think it's tea time, as it were. Because it's definitely like hay fever-esque headache time.
I called for help from the depth of Sheol.
I've got enough painkillers to drop a horse.
When he died, he first went to Sheol.
Oh, I know, yeah, sorry, so James, yeah. Yeah, so basically there's a part of James, I think it's in James 5, I can't, that's
Also,
indicative of my slackness, but I feel like it was in James 5, and he says something, therefore, something, as it were. He gives a premise, and a conclusion, and I couldn't see it, it may be because I was doing critical reasoning at uni at the time, so it didn't quite follow. It just didn't. It seemed to me that he was saying like A and B, therefore, I don't know, chickens are two-legged. Like it didn't. The premise and the conclusion didn't gel. So I was praying about it and trying to sort of look for context, like higher criticism type stuff. But I remember saying it on a video as well because I saw the video recently and thought, I'd forgotten it. And then I forgot again. Charles, everyone. Nice to Brilliant. How do you scientifically justify him, Charles? He believes in miracles now. If I get up, I feel like I'm going to lose this chair, but I've got to. I can't see anything. The sun is right. Right.
It's a sin.
You heckling from the 80s? Early 90s. Nice, contemporary. I like it. Finger on the pulse. Finger on the pulse, I'm saying, of society with the Pet Shop Boys. Thumb on the pulse. No, you can't take a pulse with a thumb. The thumb has its own pulse. You have to use 2 fingers, just in real life. Yeah. Well, you heard it here second. Right, let's move out this. I found the sunniest bit.
Do you know the Grand Wizard? That's KKK, isn't it? Grand Wizard? You just said Jesus, not the Grand. Make your mind up. Stop being contradictory. You didn't say that. Well, it's easy to change stuff that's quite light and fluffy.
Right, 1988. Oh my gosh, shut your tail feather, Charles. Right. Thank you. I hope you have a productive work. Well, I hope it's not too detrimental to your mental health. But let's stand up. Si, I'm coming back to that chair eventually. I'm just marking your card. Right. Oh. My ear is hurting. You know, like in the adverts when it's all red. That is exactly. That's me. I feel like I'm getting a bit, not triggered, but just aggy. Oh, let's see what's going on. And then I'm going to go for a quick husband and some girl, I think she's Christian, are debating. That'll be, I'll upload that later. Some feminist bird. I'm just guessing by the body language and the agginess. I've got to get out of this park and blow my nose. Sorry, sweetheart. Big Muslim chisel over there. I don't know what it is. Looks like Ali Darwar's big stand, and they're all standing there. I forgot Billy, but I haven't forgot him. It's like a migraine, but behind your nose. There's Phil, Catholic Evidence Guild. That geezer, I can't remember what he talks about. Something or other. There's words in it, is what I remember. Oh yeah, there's the bit where they normally have the used carpet sales. It's been taken over. It's like a little, I can't think what you call them, like canopy, pagoda type arrangement, but not raised, for a book. I feel like I've got a copy of it. I got given it for free I don't know, a little while ago, but they've got but that poxy blooming loudspeaker is there, so I'm going to go out the side door because it keeps copyrighting my streams and I'm bored of having to mute them. Yeah, but Sunny isn't one of them, wasn't one of them. I don't know. Okay. Shouldn't cast aspersions if I haven't got all the facts. Although it is more fun that way. Right. I don't even know where we're going. We're going to go to, no advertisement, but we're going to go to a Lebanese quickly and just sit for a while. Well, I see the word signers. Oh, mate, I've got it in my bag. Daffyd, I don't even have to get on the train. I've got saline spray. It is a game changer. But because my nose has been bleeding consistently, heavily, and overnight as well, it's just salt water can only do so much. And then steroid spray exacerbates the bleeding. Yeah, it's a long, boring old story, really. Oh, I'm going to show you something fun and sparkly. Yeah, I feel like, Sonny, I've got a couple of pebbles in my own eyeballs. Do you know what I mean, babes? I mean, it's not for me. Like, I wouldn't want to have to get, balls deep, as it were, into. But no, we know. I know it's wrong, but I know that lying is wrong. I know that lusting is wrong. There's no more wrong, in my estimation. In the 7 things that God hates, none of them are sexual or carnal. They're all kind of metaphysical or attitude related. Yeah, let me show you something sparkly. Not the people, obviously. You see the sparkles? I'm not sure, but I think Charles is hiding in there. It's going to spring out like Marilyn Monroe out of a birthday cake later. Although I might have just made that up. I did just make that up. I've got Scotch egg in my bag. I've just realised we're winning. We are winning, people. Just got to sit somewhere where the sun isn't. Oh, I'm going to take this jacket off and all when I get wherever I'm going. I don't really want a chicken wrap though. Maybe I'll just get a drink. Right. Just, yeah, like I say, sunny sort of springtime sunniness in London where everyone loses their mind because there's a bit of sun. Right, can I see you yet? Where's that way? That's it. Yeah, that is the contract. I don't know why gay people wouldn't want to get married in church, to be fair, because it's not a marriage according to the Bible. So I feel like maybe the church is more in error than the people who want to get married, like same-sex marriage. The church is so weak, like all of them. They do love a little bit of kowtowing to secular twaddle. Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. Well, I do. But these are the times in history when the church has been muzzled, because it loses. You're right, Joseph. It loses all its authority to speak. How's it going?
Not bad. What's the leg in there?
Well, you know, as the temperature gets up, these potentially Arabic type people, they're not Arabs, but they just, yeah, there's a lot of shouting and insulting, so, because there's a Star of David, and I was sitting behind it just coincidentally because I wanted to sit down, so I've had a couple of little rows, but there's no argument, right? They're just embarrassing.
It's amazing how angry they get to the Star of David, but they're not anti-Semitic.
The thing is, he just came up to Si, screamed in his face, and then when he asked him a question, he started screaming Allahu Akbar, and I was like, what is the chorus? For, like, someone give me the remix. And then all his mates in turn, and then when I was questioning them, they couldn't get the gist that I was saying, I don't care, I'm not talking about the flag, I'm talking about your rudeness. Like,
so I've spoke with Bob and Chris pretty much, and Sam and a few others. All the comments are, why is it when the Christians speak to the Jews, it's really civil?
Hang on a minute, I feel like that may be a rhetorical question, because I hope the level of intellect in our comment section is higher than that. But yeah, strange. It must be merely coincidence. It must be some sort of Islamophobia at work, I reckon. But I'll catch you in a bit. I'm just going for a drink. That sounded alcoholic, and it wasn't. I don't mean me, I mean the drink. Right. I like Joseph. Right, still got a scarf on, obviously, because it's one of the warmest days of the year so far. Why not? I just want to blow my nose. Well, if it starts bleeding and I don't notice, please do tell me, because that would be horrific. No, it's not the day for all black. It's not the day for dark black clothing. But again, all these years I've been on the planet, and I still judge what I'm wearing by what it looks like out of the window at the time I'm getting dressed, without fail. Without fail. The only time the weather report comes into it is like umbrella or no umbrella, sometimes, if I can be bothered. Oh, my head's hurting. Right, that's it. Okay, I'll quickly show you where all the Catholics, not all of them, where a couple of hundred Catholics were martyred without much fanfare, because it's not really commemorated as, well, it is, but I've shown you before. Well, I don't know about you personally, but people's. I don't know if I'm mirrored. Am I mirrored? No. Yes. Right, hold up. Gosh. I can't see the little circle thing. There it is. No, it ain't. Do I care? Sorry, you're going to get it mirrored, whatever it is. Anyway, that's it, everyone. That's the site of the Tyburn tree, which wasn't a tree, to be fair. It was a hangman's noose, and it was widely acceptable that it was like a day out for the family, really. Not just Catholics were martyred there, I don't think. On the usual sites of like public executions, there was no like prejudice in religious respect. It was if you'd broken the law, usually. I think it's saying like 208. There's the Tyburn convent, which is close to here, where the nuns offer perpetual prayers for the martyrs, which is quite nice. However you accept like that it's theologically valid, it's still nice. Also, another bit of English trivia. When it was just regular people coming from prison, to be killed. There's a saying, if you're teetotal, there's a saying, or there's an idiom, on the wagon, meaning not drinking alcohol. And that stems from, I think it might have been Newgate Prison, not sure, the one near the Old Bailey. Either way, they put them on the wagon, the condemned men, to bring them down here. And on the way, there was a church, I can't think of the name of it, such a shame, next door to a pub. And the church would front each condemned man one drink, like a last, something to steady their nerves, as it were. And sometimes, or often enough for it to become a saying, their friends or relatives who were there waiting would try to buy them another drink, and they would have to decline because they were on the wagon, meaning had to be killed, but also meaning, no, I'm not drinking now. So there you go, freebies. Right, we're nearly there, everyone. The pain is just, you don't get used to it, that's the thing. You think, like it's nothing more than, I mean, I've had worse. I don't want to tempt fate. I'm going to see, I know the menu, thank you. You alright, babes? Oh! See the old lady, nice. It's obligatory, it didn't hurt, I just do it. I don't know why, just in case. Right, give me a minute. Oh, magnetism. Oh, shizzle. Why is everyone typing at once? Wait a minute. Sorry, don't wait a minute. I can just scroll. I don't know that reference, magnetism. The sort of games, I mean, if you want to try and guess my age, don't. I mean, you can in the privacy of your own mind. The last sort of games are Street Fighter. I know there's Fortnite, obviously. I don't play it. GTA. The game I play, it's not a solitary game. You do play against other people, but it's not a shoot 'em up, first person shoot 'em up or anything like that. It's just a strategy kind of game. Yeah, I have to up my blood level, add it to the alcohol. I saw one of those sort of topsy-turvy sayings the other day. It said, you know you're poor when you've got too much month at the end of your money. Just made me chuckle, because it's true. But I read it on like the 28th or something, so it was true at the time though. I've got to spray my oot up. Right, let me point you at the black clothing, and then I'll be able to read you better. Oh shoot. I don't think it's really polite to eat a Scotch egg at a Muslim establishment. Doesn't mean I won't. It just does seem a little bit. They do falafels, it's similar. Mr. Rambo 7 only wants me for my comment section. That's the only reason he loves me. I look, I'm being used. Right. As soon as someone with a small penis drives by with the big I shall be sure to let you all know, obviously. It's one of our little spot the idiot games. I've yet to see any woman fling themselves bodily in front of the vehicle saying, take me now. But I mean, they live in hope, obviously. He did say that. Allah says to Isa, I will cause you to die. And Isa also says, blessed is the day I was born, blessed is the day I die, and blessed is the day I am raised again to life, indicating that they're all separate days. For anyone who says, no, he's going to die when he comes back after the pigs and the lolly sticks are all splintered, whatever it is. No, I've got to spray me out, sorry kids. I'm not sorry. I'm happy that medical science has brought my country to this vantage point where I don't just suffer, where I can suffer intermittently. Yeah, no pee. I wonder where she is. Sometimes she's watching, and so she turns up with such stunning accuracy where I am. Fudgesicles. Sorry, this bag is really baggy. Oh, I am like asleep. It does it when the blood's trickling down the back of your throat. It does interfere with your sleep patterns. I don't even have a sleep pattern. As I've told you all before, I have a freestyle, like a freehand squiggle. Oh, Ferrero Rocher. I'm not eating them here either. Where's me blooming? Sorry, I was about to get a bit aggy. Every other thing. And there's only 2 segments in the bag. I've checked both, so clearly it will be in the first one. Again. It's magic. 1 second. Oh, no way. No, that's metaphysically impossible and physically. How can it not be an either? I'm not playing anymore now. I've had enough. I have had enough. I had it on the tube. I can't have left it on the tube. That's ridiculous. It's buried underneath the lampshade and the solar flares that have probably got it under the Yankees, obviously. Sorry, it's not whipped cream. Although one day I might, just for lols. Mr. Rambo 7, that apparently, according to Dragon, is a huge lie. Not just a little lie. Not just a fib. That's massively false, apparently. I don't even know what he's saying. Make a little turn up for the books, wouldn't it, Patriot? That's a cute puppy, but I can't be bothered to. Oh, he's had all his tummy shaved. Odd. Right, one more. Then the fun bit is coming, everybody. I can't muffle the Seha Diva. I can point you to. I'll wait till someone goes past with a who's challenged in the genital area. That might drown out the noise of my nose, but no, I can't wait. It's painful, sorry. They normally come like clockwork when you don't want them to. Sorry, I'm going to just spin you around just to show you. Anyway, that's Ridgeway Road. You alright, Rory? No, they're not. I mean, I have heard that in church that all sin is equal. Depends on what the assessment criteria are. Equally detestable to God, as in unacceptable, then yes, they are all equally intolerable. But only in the sense of will not be allowed in his presence. Not as in, if I say something's equally intolerable to me, makes it sound like my feelings come into play, you know, like on some days something may be more intolerable, as it were, but no, with God they're all equally designated as sin, but they're not equal. We know this. I mean, there's a very short answer. Sorry, I think it's going to start bleeding. There's a short answer. Blasphemy of the Spirit is a sin. It's clearly not equal to the rest of them, so we have one contender, like one sin that doesn't fit the all equal, and all we need is one. If all is the category, like is the criteria, and we can prove that even one is not in with the all, then that means it's a negative answer. No, they're not all equal. But other than those, there are things that God specifically says He hates. Like I referenced when I was crossing the road, and those are, I don't know them off by heart, but lying lips, feet that run swift to mischief, those who sow strife or discord among their brethren, a haughty look, one who bears false witness. Can't remember. There's 7. The 7th is an abomination. I think he says 6 and the 7th is an abomination. So they get a special billing, as it were. Obviously the 10 Commandments, to go against those, or to do the opposite of what depending on whether it's a do not do this or a do this, as it were. Those are set aside. They're not relevant. Well, they are relevant, but they're not binding upon us. We have two, which is love God, which is basically the Shema, and we have love your neighbour as yourself, and that's it. Because we're told that in this word, love your neighbour as yourself, the entirety of the old law is encompassed, meaning we've got it in the bag, people, and love covers a multitude of sins. I mean, I would say, even though the sin is referenced as something other, like to be covered by love, I would say really at the core, the only sin for Christians is not to love, because all the other sins manifest from a place of unlovingness, as it were. If you love, you won't dishonour. If you love, you won't steal from. If you love, you know, like those kind of that kind of jazz. So I hope that helps, Rory. Why did you have something in mind? But bearing in mind, my head's hurting. Oh yeah, painkillers. What a good idea, Kate. Oh, making it easy for myself. No way. Let's have a look what we've got. Let's go into the pharmacy. I want strong ones. I don't want to be falling asleep on you all. Let's get some weaker ones out. Double up. This bag is great. If I've mentioned my frustration with it a couple of times, it's because it is a pain in the arse. Couldn't think of a polite. I could have, but I just felt irritated enough to buy it. You know what I should be doing is extending the tripod underneath this file. Now everything's poxy in my mind. I just want to add that adjective before everything. Get shut, you poxy. Patience is a virtue and the fruit of the spirit. Right. It's like having a suitcase on your back. What's Rory saying? Oh, thanks, babes. Short and sweet. Small penis. Just remember these facts they'll give you. This life advice. Not that it matters one whit to anyone. But I know it's not a woman driving it. No matter if anyone knows what a woman is at this late stage of the game, it's not one. Right, what was I looking for? Help me, someone. Jesus is a favourite for that request, obviously. I was looking for something. Painkillers. Thank you, brain. Right. I might just have it away to the pub. No, I shouldn't. I should go back and get Billy. I'm going to definitely stop filming at some stage in the next 5, because I can, if you wanted to run down, thanks for asking, I can feel that gland there starting to drop. I'm about to get the painkillers if I don't sidetrack myself. And that'll give me a chance to use some facilities for a WC, as we call it. And also wait for the painkillers to kick in, and thereby preventing a small yet like a well-directed genocide by me. Because that's the kind of mood I'm getting in now, because I cannot find what I'm looking for, and I only really ever use... Oh, I've got the hay fever things, I could have given it to that guy. Shiz. Marcus Hart. I don't know if you're talking to me, babes, that's the problem. If you put my name, if you are, then they can try. I mean, I do say prayers, but if you're talking to me, sorry if I just go off on a tangent and you're not. But I do pray before I go in. I remember when I first went, I don't know how long you've been around, but it was so... I used to lose my voice. I was like heavily fatigued until, say, Wednesday of each week that I'd been on a Sunday. Like, there is a spiritual darkness there. But then I started praying specifically, and please God, that doesn't happen anymore. So, I haven't even got my glasses on, I don't know why. I'll tell you why, because they're at the bottom of the bag again. Why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't they be? As is my tobacco, which I would also very much appreciate in my hand right now. Thank you, Jesus. These troubles. Not yet. I think I'm only going to get a drink. So do I'm looking at your license. Yeah, I'll give you a shout. Can I just get in the can still? Because then I can walk about the Coke. Please. Thank you, babes. Right, what else? I just can't read. I can read, but it's on the white background. Did I only take one? I did, didn't I? How did I do? Come on, man. Where's the... Rory is a sin to lie as well. I'll just ram like rare. He's just getting all leggy. He's like, well, it's nice to see you, even if you're acting like a loo. I added that bit, Rory. For comedic effect, darling. Yeah, I know, I must do more lives. I must. But the pain is pretty consistent. I don't just mean emotional, like physical pain recently. That's what I'm going to do. I know, Simon, I'm not leaving you all. That is what I'm going to do. Because there's this guy here who was here last week who was asking interesting questions. I couldn't really get to the crux of what he believed. I mean, he just said he was Trinitarian and yada yada yada. He's a subscriber. They were interested. He did talk even quicker and more than me, which was, I was like, oh no, I've clocked off for the day. Like, why? But he was there earlier. He shouted out to me and I said to him, I'm coming back. So I will come back, and I can charge the phone as well a little bit. And I'm missing half of my admins. So maybe there's something going down in Chinatown. Right, another tablet. What should we have this time? Never mixed up. Nope, same ones came out. Last one in the packet. Mr. Rambo 7, at the risk of like irritating all the people who are arguing with you, what is your point, babes? Just give me it in a nutshell, a soundbite. Obviously, yeah, you got the true version of Yeshua, but you ain't, because his name's Isa, apparently, according to you. But give me some little something that I can just quickly answer for you, if you care. I mean, if you want the answer. I'm not saying much. I'm not saying that people aren't answering you correctly, because I can't follow it all. I can just see that you're getting tagged a lot. Google can't prove that you're not lying. There's lies on Google. Obviously. Right, I'm going to roll a cigarette, get my drink, and then I'm off ski-ish. Simon, I definitely will. Promise. Promise. What is he lying about? Dragon, tell me. Rambo 7, you telling me to read? Are you mental? I've got a big pain here. I've got the sun in my eye. Yeah, anyway. He's politely declined my request. Oh, thank you. Cheers, hon. What was I doing, tobacco? Imagine that, you've got to ask yourself repeatedly what you're doing. Me personally. At least I can answer myself at the moment. Yeah, once I get off this stream, whilst charging, I can send a text to that subscriber and see if they're coming down this week. Can you read each other's posts, please, children? Because otherwise we're not. Well then if it's a surah and it's a reference, he can't tell the truth about it potentially, Dragon, because otherwise it might be exposed as nonsense. There is that. It is a regular feature of my life that you say, yeah, but it's in the Quran, and they go, yeah, but blah, 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 something else. doesn't mean that it's a favourite, even though it's clearly there in front of your face. Doesn't need any exegesis. It's literally saying what it's saying. But you know, I like to say, yeah, but you don't read Greek. You don't know Arabic. The best one is when it's people who are not Arabs saying it's, oh yeah, it's in Arabic, and you're like, yeah, but you can only read it, you can't speak it. Simon, what he said, everyone, what Simon said. Please do remember to do the little thumbs up thing, because YouTube is very friendly to anyone who criticises ideologies, as you know. So it's just the cherry on the cake with the little likes and the sharing the vids and the doodahs. Because random, well, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. Dragon, it's my pleasure. Mostly. Even when it isn't, by the time I get off it is. Like when I look back 10 minutes later, I'm happy. I'm always happy when I do a stream, like afterwards. And I'm very rarely happy when I start, like, not happiness. I always have that little satanic kind of, oh, don't do it, you're a bit tired. Oh, you might cry. That kind of shit. But that was before all the bereavement. That was just a running theme. Bye, Mr. Ambrose. Thank you for your time. If you're genuine, which I secretly think you probably are, because it's too much time to waste just if you don't even believe it yourself. But, like, even though it can be a bit heated, I'm confident that any Christian that argues with you in the comment section is doing it for your good and the good of your eternity. So try not to take it, try not to feel like you're being ganged up on, because I know you don't care, because you're in here on your jacks giving it large, but you know what I mean, it's done with love. I hope, I imagine. I'm saying it anyway, so there you go. Go on, Marion. Bit of schooling as he goes out the door. Just hit him with a fact. Right, I'm going to press stop. Just for fun now. It says end. That's the fib. I'm not going to press stop, I'm going to press end. Because of the reasons I gave but moments ago, without the need for additional waffle. So I love you, and I shall be back, even if it's just a little chitty chat in the pub later with them balloons, because JC and John are here at least, and Chris. So yeah, last week we had to go to JC's preferred hall because of the football, so I don't know what that situation is, but either way, I don't care because I'll be outside. So I'll see you soon, and love you. Hope you're well. Hope you have perspective on things and realise the finality of, the end, and what you need to do before you get there, and the fact that people keep dropping all the time. I don't mean to be maudlin, but there's younger people who I could just punch them in the face with the facts. You know, like, not really, but just shake them so hard, because when you're young, you feel like you're immortal secretly, but none of us are. And I think secretly, I still think I'm going to get to 90. But no one's even promised tomorrow. So in short, because she's waffling again, if you could choose love as opposed to indifference or apathy or agginess or whatever, just do it. Like, if you can't, you got to look at yourself, haven't you? Because love is the fruit of the spirit. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying it's worth it, because without it you are nitto, nada, nothing, says the Bible, but it does put the K on the end of the nothing. I find it hard to say goodbye. I have abandonment issues, as you may have noticed, but I shall say it, because I'm not saying goodbye, I'm saying adieu, or whatever it is, until we meet again, which will be shortly. If I pull my finger out and get on with what I've got to do. Lots of love, okay? Ciao, ciao, I'll see you soon. Bye, bye, bye.